So Luke, why are you here today?
We are here today to make sure that the government introduce 24-hour crisis care for people who are in need of someone to talk to beyond the helpline, beyond the A&E. We want to make sure that the government realise that these services are needed in this country, because with the fact that there's so many suicides happening, and with all these facts being released over the last couple of weeks, 14,000 people presented themselves to the A&E this year. 14,000 this year have presented themselves to the A&E with self-harming and other stuff to do with mental health. It's ridiculous that we're not given the attention that we need.
I've lost a couple of friends to suicide, and I've battled through depression and suicide myself. So I kind of realised that we need the mental health services in this country, and we need them not to be cut. We need to have a country where people don't feel the need to have to commit suicide. We need to have a country where the government are not afraid to talk about mental health and suicide.
I'm here today to hopefully encourage the TDs not to make any more cuts in the mental health services. Unfortunately, a friend of mine passed away last month at his own hands, so it's kind of close to my heart at the minute.
You're actually campaigning for 24-hour service, isn't it? Do you want to just explain that a wee bit?
Well, 24-hour services just mean, it's not asking for much, it's just for someone who will pick up the phone and talk to us, or somebody who can come out to the house, and we won't get put on a queue in A&E for 6-7 hours. There should be a lot more accessibility for people who have mental health or mental illness, kind of more immediately and more effective services, and basically so that they're not cut. What we do have isn't cut. It's the last thing that we need. When there's ever more pressure, I think especially on young people, there's so much more pressure on them than there ever was, to financially, educationally, the whole lot. It's hard to, I suppose, be a young person in Ireland.
We're the fourth highest for young suicides in Europe, and now that's a very frightening statistic. In my day, when I was younger, it was all covered up. They never described anybody as having taken their own lives because they wouldn't get a Christian burial. Now we're facing the facts realistically, and there's so much greater pressure on young people.
The government will deliver the budget next Tuesday, and one of the proposals that we have made for them is increased investment in mental health, and particularly on the issue of suicide and self-harm. So I can guarantee you 200% that next Tuesday, not alone I, but my colleague also, Pierce Doherty, will raise it in Dáil, and we'll challenge the government and put it to them that the investment is, you can absolutely keep me to that the investment is not sufficient, and to put them under pressure.
And people say to me, how do you describe depression? Depression is like drowning and watching everyone else around you breathe.
Well, there are difficult decisions to be made, but they're always made at the expense of the most vulnerable.